Hello, and welcome to my channel. It's the Network Specialist. Please like the video, subscribe to my channel, and hit that notification bell so that you know each and every time I upload a video. Everything I say in this video is in my very own opinion and is for entertainment purposes only. Now let's get started. Today I will be reacting to Dr. Heavenly's and Carlos King's Messy Monday. Although I haven't heard them call that in a while, but to us it's still going to always be Messy Mondays. Now let's get into it.
Let's get into
I know that's
this
right.
most recent episode of Love and Marriage Huntsville. I want to start off by saying this. I am obsessed with this season.
Hey, kicking it with Courtney. Thank you so much for being here. Love you, sis.
Listen, it's so it reminds me of like the golden years of Huntsville, or just the golden years of reality television, where you follow the reality and then these breadcrumbs are dropping and then you're trying to follow along with the story, and the moment you think you got it, something happens and you're so surprised by what's going on, to the point where you ask yourself, is this shit really happening? And
Well, at least Carlos, you feel the way we do. Like, is this shit really happening? Like when we watch this show, like this cannot be reality TV. Like we're over it already, Carlos. So it's good to know that you're somewhat on the same page. So maybe that's why you decided to take a step back and put the show on ice for the next 3 weeks. But let's continue.
I want to say this, and I want you to take it away, Heavenly, because the comments on my page, and I don't know if you were tagged,
because I told you so.
Everybody's like,
listening to Dr.
Heavenly. I'm going to say this, and I want you to take it away. When we cast Trisha and Ken, okay, they were cast because Trisha is an engineer. Okay, so I love the fact that a Black woman is an engineer. I'm not going to name her job because that's private; it's in government.
Right.
And Ken was this truck driver that, to me, represented like another side of Huntsville, right? And they were this beautiful couple. They are this beautiful couple, and I was just in love with them. I had no idea all.
Okay, so when you decided to cast Trish because she's an engineer and you thought that was so great, and her husband was a truck driver, you didn't think about the fact that, okay, Trisha's still a married woman and she's dating this guy for 2 years. They've already moved in together. She has kids. You know, she's already introduced her kids to this man and she's not divorced from her husband. To me, the fact that she has small kids or younger kids would have been the most important reason why she should have gotten a divorce before she decided to get serious in this relationship with Ken. But that's just my opinion. But let's continue.
This was going on. So when I say to you guys, the essence of this storyline unfolding right before y'all eyes was happening to the producers in real time. And baby, I'm gagging. So let's get into it because, honey,
hey, love seeing her.
Get into the Stormy, Destiny, and Latricia scene at the gym, child.
Absolutely, because Stormy will drop the bone, won't she? She'll drop it. Listen, I told y'all from the beginning something was going on with Trisha and Martel. You could tell that they knew each other more than they was doing too much key.
Now, as we get into this video, like Dr. Heavenly has a real strong disdain for Trisha. And I can see why, you know, how she was introduced to the show and she's turning out to be this big liar. Like you can't believe anything she says. So I can certainly understand why Dr. Heavenly has this strong disdain for Trisha.
And all that. I'm gonna tell you what I think happened, and I already said it. I said that they were not saying everything that went on. They definitely knew each other. I'm going to say this and I'm taking it back. I believe Martel. I believe if Martel had hit, he would have said it. He would have hit. Now, yes, she been over there. When she got the line and said she wasn't over there, I already knew when I saw that part. She lying. I was saying to myself, she lying. She been over there because Martel wouldn't have made that.
Say goodbye to old costly cable TV once and for all. This revolutionary invention gives you access to your favorite channels and
I do want to point out that Dr. Heavenly has a different opinion than most of us has, because a lot of us feel like that Trisha has slept with Martel, but she thinks that Martel is telling the truth when he says that he has not slept with Trisha. And I think differently. I think that Martel did sleep with Trisha, and that's just my opinion. And I think it could have possibly happened while he was still with Melody, or maybe like once they had separated shortly thereafter, when he was living in the house after she had moved out. And that's just my opinion.
Now, Martel will lie about a lot of things, but I don't think he'll lie about that. Listen, and Martel is not, well, I'm going to tell you, he didn't hit. He ain't lying. He didn't hit. But I'm going to tell you again, and y'all can bring Trisha if you want to, because I say the same thing in her face. She wanted it. She wanted it. She wanted it. And for me, Trisha is sneaky. My whole thing is, why not tell your man when it first came up, baby, nothing happened. If nothing happened and you didn't want it to happen and you didn't feel some kind of way about it, you would have just spilt the beans. Yeah, you know what? I do know Martel. I don't know why he acting like he don't know me. I've been over there his house and everything. Ain't nothing happened. Make that clear from the beginning. Ain't nothing happened. We never had sex.
And that's one of the reasons why people don't really care for Trisha, is because she should have really been honest with Ken right out the gate, to let him know, even before they joined the show, that her and Martel had some interactions together. There's nothing to it, whatever the case may be. But she lied from the beginning, and now she's trying to backtrack. So that's why a lot of people just, they don't see it for Trisha.
Anything, but I've been over to his house, you know what I'm saying? And from there, whatever happened at his house is none of his damn business. That's none of Ken's business. But let it be known, we did not have sex. Now they probably whatever.
You think they kissed?
I don't know. I ain't gonna put that out there on it because I don't want Ken to get mad. Ken is a good man, Savannah, and you fucking it up, Trish. Trish, we feeling like we can't really trust you, boo. We feeling like we can't trust you. You sound like a sneaky link, and every time you open your mouth, it sounds like you lying. It sounds like you got secrets. Even before, when you lied to Stormy, them and saying, I ain't been here. I knew you were lying, Trish. My whole thing is, I'm gonna say this and I'm gonna take it back.
Don't take it back.
Don't be a Phaedra Parks. We know when you're lying. We know.
Now I'm gonna need you to get up off of Phaedra, because I actually like Phaedra. So I'm gonna need you to get up off of Phaedra. But go ahead.
When you lie, so stop lying. Tell the truth. Tell the truth, because I know, you know, and you know that I know you lying. You're not smarter than me. You're not. Every time somebody come around here thinking they smarter than Dr. Heavenly, I can see through your bullshit, girl. I have a great cloud discernment, but it ain't just me. I'm telling you, the world can see through it just like they can see the other people.
Dr. Heavenly is reading Trisha for filth, and she is coming off as this big liar. Like, she can't even keep her lies straight. She's such a liar.
When you lie, the people F with Dr. Heavenly because they know I don't give a damn enough to lie. The only person I'm lying to on the show is my damn man. Because that's the only person I give a damn enough to lie about. So Trisha, stop with your lies, or you messed up with this good man. Because I'm telling you, just like Ken is a nice guy, just like Dr. Damon is soft-spoken, like he don't get mad easy. When them brother tuckers get mad, they mad as hell and they fucking done. So be careful, Trisha. Got a good man, he paying your bills. Now the other ninja, then he want to pay for the divorce. You know he ain't no good.
Hello.
So I think you got your closure, sis, but you need to come forward. If anything happened, if whatever, you need to come forward before Martel do. Boo. But you don't want.
And I totally agree. This last episode, Ken had a different look in his eyes. Like, she'd been thinking all this time that she has Ken wrapped around her little finger. But I think Ken is starting to turn, and he's starting to see Trisha for who she really is. And it's not good. The word on the curb is that he unfollowed her on social media. I don't know how true that is. I do follow them on social media, but people have multiple accounts. So I'm not sure if that has been proven, but I definitely feel like Ken is starting to wake up.
That on your life. You don't want that life. But I'm going to believe that nothing happened. I'm going to believe that because I do believe that nothing happened. But Trish, I'm side-eyeing you. I'm looking at you sideways because you lying. You will lie if you need to, because we see that. Okay? So Trish, stop that line. You got a good man.
Okay.
Absolutely. And my sweet Linda Gamble said, in my opinion, and allegedly Destiny did say Martel fools around with his friends. Yes, she did say that, Linda Gamble. She also said that he sleeps with all of his friends except for her. I don't know what makes her any different. and the fact that Martel is always in a role when you come over. Like, as a friend, I would have told him a long time ago, when I come over to visit, I need you to be fully dressed, especially since we're going to be on TV, we're going to be filmed. Like, I don't want people to start thinking that there's something going on when there's nothing going on. So the fact that she hasn't had that conversation with Martel leads me to believe that that's just how they roll. You know what I'm saying? Because she don't think that, he needs to get dressed when she comes over. So, I mean, he's pretty much ready for action. So I don't believe Destiny when she says that her and Martel never slept together. I believe that they absolutely did sleep together, but that's just my opinion.
Unpack here. So what I want to mention is this. Paying your bills on time raises your credit score, right?
This commercial. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
This is a scheme that Martel set up, and I'm gonna tell you.
A scheme. Now you're the producer, and you're saying that people are setting up schemes. Okay.
None of this would have been a storyline if Martel did not walk up in that scene where he saw Trisha and said, "Hi, nice to meet you." The fact, let me tell you about listen, let's have a real conversation. It's the mind of Martel Holt, who really is this reality star that just knows how to make something interesting when he's in scenes, right? So the fact that he walked in, because again, we had no idea that her and Martel even like knew each other, right? Husband is this big, so everybody knows everybody. It's the fact that Martel Holt walked up in there with his turtleneck and trench coat and said, "Hi, nice to meet you." It threw her off. It threw off Stormy like, "Wait,
hold that thought, Carlos." Linda Gamble said, Destiny and Martel have smashed, in my opinion. And I totally agree, Linda Gamble. And Mama Bees. Hey, Mama Bees, thank you for being here. Love you to pieces. Now let's let Carlos continue to just kind of like boost Martel up. For some reason, he's always giving Martel these compliments and blowing him up, and I just don't see it. Like, he completely ruined this show. So I don't understand why you always giving Martel all of these props. If it wasn't for Martel, if you took Martel away, I think that this show would have flourished if he wasn't such a habitual cheater.
I don't know her. And she's like, if Martel did not do that heavily, none of this would have come out of the show, right? So Martel is responsible. You gotta give it to Martel.
Gotta give it to Martel, really?
She had not acted like all gooey.
You about not to have a back because of Martel.
Thing either.
She was gooey. I think she was confused.
Look back at it. Look back at it. I'm telling you what I saw now. I'm 53. I can see.
No, her body like no. I'm gonna tell you how she. Okay, you be Martel and I'll be Trisha because her body like was this. Go ahead.
Hey, nice to meet you. I'm like, ooh, girl. You know me, bitch. You know me. You know this. You know this.
No,
Dr. Heavenly, you got it wrong. I don't think Trisha's that type of girl, like, to be talking like that, but I definitely feel like she felt some kind of way when he walked in the room and did not speak to her. Like, she was all in her feelings. And when he didn't walk in and immediately acknowledge her, then at that point, she really didn't have much to say.
He did. No, this was Trisha. Trisha's body language to me was this. Martel said hi, and she, in my opinion, she didn't open up her body to him. She kept it sideways, and she kept looking over, and that's what made Stormy be like, "What the fuck is happening here?" Trisha was so caught off guard because,
uncomfortable.
Listen, we got to give Trisha some grace, Emily. She's new to this reality game.
No, we don't.
She doesn't understand like what is happening, and she was confused. And Martel said, because you know me, I like to do with the facts. Martel told Ken, I think, right? And my person, if I'm wrong, let me know in the chat. But Martel told, I believe it was Ken or one of the guys, Trisha should have just ran with the play.
I feel like Trisha should have said the truth from the very beginning. Oh, you know what I'm saying? I don't care if she knew reality TV or not. Oh, you can run with the truth. That's the.
All Trisha had to say to Ken was, "Babe, I ran into Martel today. We met each other a while back. We had some conversation on social media, Instagram a few times. He was going through something. I was going through something. We had a few conversations. That was it. You know, that's it. That's all. Like, she didn't have to go into details. She just could have made it clear and then let Ken ask the questions that he wanted to ask at that point. But she should have made it clear to Ken that she knew Martel immediately after they had that meetup.
Truth of reality TV. Oh, Ninja, you know me. I've been over to your house. You know me. You know what I'm saying? Nothing happened, y'all. But put all the chips on the table so he don't have nothing wrong with.
Exactly.
Especially when you got a man on the show.
Especially a man like Martel. I would have hurry up and clear that up.
I know I did. So you might as well come out with the truth, Trish. Because it's going to come out anyway. One thing I learned about reality TV, like Funky Dineva said, you're not going to spray me up with my own teeth.
Tell your own teeth.
If I knew him and I've been to his house, I would have said it right then. So Ken, it would have been off.
Even if she slept with Martel, she should have told Ken that, because at that point, she hadn't met Ken yet. So what could he say? Yeah, since I know that we're going to be having interactions with Martel, I just wanted to let you know it was long before I met you. I did, meet up with Martel. One thing led to another, and we were intimate 1 or 2 times. Like, what can Ken say if it was before his time? Okay. Hey, Alf Mag. Thank you for being here, sis. Hey, Sir Will Go Off. Are we supposed to believe that out of all the couples in Huntsville, Trish just happened to be on the show? BS. There you go. Sir Will Go Off. That's what I'm saying. Like, he's talking about give Trish some grace, as if Trish hasn't watched this show, as if she didn't come on this show with an agenda. Like, come on. Like, Carlos, I know you don't believe so, but we are smarter than a 5th grader. You think you have all of the sense in the world and nobody else have none. And you're going to prove that later on in this video, but we'll get into it.
So we're not going to keep my man in the dark. We're not going to keep my man in the dark. Now, I keep my man in the dark on a lot of shit that go on the show. But I'm saying, if it was me and another man, you don't keep your man in the dark about stuff like that, because it can be escalated and it could be seemingly different. Mm-hmm. So you should have spilled the beans right then. Even if I tell him, listen, I don't know if I could train with him because, I've been over to his side, but she looking kiki. And
she was really excited about training with Martel. Like, if Martel hadn't have backed out, of the Valentine's Day thing with Stormy, she would have been all in. She's looking for any opportunity to be in the same room with Martel. And it's just weird, so that's what leads me to believe that something happened.
Didn't agree to train with him? That's the part. That part right there really set me off.
Hello.
And I hope that Ken can learn to still trust this woman. You know what I'm saying? Because I was all feeling like she still wanted her ex, not even her ex-husband, her husband. And she even said she wanted her husband to be like Ken is. Once she realized he's not, girl, don't fuck up a good thing. Because these women, I'm telling you, in Atlanta, Huntsville, and these ninjas ain't nothing. They not shit, okay? So if you got a good man, Savannah, try to keep him.
Hello.
No, you ain't gonna never find no other Ken.
And in case you don't know, like, I'm pretty sure, like, Ken's DMs be loaded down, girl. So if you don't want them, I'm pretty sure that somebody in them DMs is ready for you to slip up so they can move right in on your territory. Play with it.
I'm telling you,
play with it.
Let me say something. You're married, so you're not included. But I think we're all looking for a Ken. You know what I'm saying? Like, Ken is such a great man.
He is.
And he is a big teddy bear.
A lot of women would love to have Ken.
A man who looks like Sylvester Stallone dipped in chocolate, who is giving you Rocky, Balboa, Apollo Creed, if you will. And the fact that he seems to me,
and Trisha thinks she the prize,
understanding and his communication skills is on 100. Now, listen, I definitely was trying to like, because you know me, I love the girls. I love the girls.
No, you don't.
So I'm trying to like help my girl Trish. Like,
no,
I'm gonna tell.
Forget Trish. Sir Will Go Off said she is not a friend of Stormy. Hotel set this up to introduce Trish to the show. And I absolutely believe that because Stormy acts like she's in a dark. Like, Stormy, why don't you know more about Trish for this supposed to be your longtime friend? You act like you're in the dark. And as nosy as you are, Stormy, you're always in everybody's business. I just really don't believe, like Sir Will Go Off said, that you brought Trish to the show. I can believe that it was Martel because obviously they slept together and he just wants in other show episodes. Martel has always brought all of his women to the show in some form or fashion. Several of Martel's, side chicks, whatever you want to call them, have been on this show. So Trish is not the first. So I can totally believe that Martel is the one that brought Trish to this show. And Love Seen Heard said, I believe that, sir. Yes, she believes that too. Hey, Chad.
One thing Trish said that I was like, my sister,
right?
I can't help you with this one. I'm gonna tell you what she said that I was like, now look here, Trish. I can't help you with this one. When she told Ken Heavenly
5 words you pronounce wrong 2
Trish
years
has
before
rubbed
your
a lot of
brain
people the
starts
wrong
shutting
way.
down.
Yeah, I didn't remember if I went over his house or we met at the gym.
Okay.
Now, Trish.
She said if we made it to the gym. That's what me up. I don't think we made it to the gym.
Okay. I don't think we made it to the gym.
Try to come up with this bull-ass story like they got an argument by her and Mel. He don't want to talk about Mel. He didn't come there to talk about Mel. Martel came there to do whatever, but what I'm saying is she wanted it, he wanted it. I don't know why they didn't hit, but I don't think he hit. I really don't.
And see, even not Martel, even Carlos knew that was stupid when Trish couldn't remember whether she made it to his house or not. Really, Trish? Like, I know this is your first time, Carlos. That was some bad editing. You guys should have really cut that out because she made herself look really stupid. And I think that's really when Ken just kind of started looking at her in a different light. And Alf Mac said, yes, I think Trisha came to the show by way of Lil Buddy, not Stormy. Yes, we all agree on that.
Listen, but Priscilla.
Carlos think this is so funny. You about to lose your bag, Carlos, and you don't even know it.
She was,
or maybe you do know it.
Because she was willing to train him. Was that not true? The first part of this season, and she agreed to train him after she'd already been to this ninja house. This is what I'm going to tell you, Carlos, and I ain't got shit else to say about it. Ken is a good man, but I know good men. They are calm. They thinking they shit through because they on TV. After the TV is where the real conversations come. After the cameras come down, this is where the real and Trisha don't know enough to say the right shit. She ain't got enough game to say the right shit.
She don't.
I'm going to tell you this. When Ken get mad, he gonna be done. He's very understanding. He done took care of these damn kids. He done did all
bought
that.
Cars.
He
took them out the country.
So you better be careful, Trish.
Vacations.
You better make a mistake of your life.
And Alf Mac said, I disagree with Dr. Devilish. Little Buddy most definitely got something out of their interaction. He got some of those tight teeth on that pen. Okay? He got something. I'm going to have to agree with you, Alf Mag. I disagree as well. I believe they slept together. And I'm kicking it with Courtney. She agrees as well. I think he got what he wanted and he done moved on like he always does.
I think Trish is trying to be careful because the thing is this. Trish, I'm trying to help you, sis.
Don't help her. You brought this trash to the show.
She better spill all of them. She better spill all of these right now.
I think that's what we're seeing. So look, I think Trisha, who admittedly said she's a private person, right?
She ain't private.
I mean, that's a man.
How's she so private and she like a 304 out here? How's she so private? You can't be that private because Huntsville is very small. You can't be messing with several men in the same city and call yourself private, because there's no privacy in small cities. Just in case, Carlos, you didn't figure that out. She's lying.
For these kids, he bought your child a car. You won't be private with him, not by no other ninja. We're not hearing that. Now tell me this, Carlos, because I'm gonna tell you how this shit gonna go. What episode are we on, and how many more episodes we got this season? Because I'm gonna tell you how it's gonna go if we got enough time. What episode are we on?
Okay, so listen. The way, and guys, don't be mad at me. Y'all blame me for everything.
Oh, we're gonna be mad because you're full of shit.
So I'm gonna say this, and it is what it is. So as you know, we're off for 3 weeks because of the Olympics. When we come back in August, we have 3 more episodes of the first half of the season. And then we go on another break, and then we're back with 15 more episodes.
Oh, wow. So is that considered another season or no?
You know how they call it season A and B?
No, that's what you do, Carlos. Nobody else does it like that.
I ain't never.
Alf Mac said, like, kicking it with Courtney said, that's why Trisha was so butthurt when Little Buddy acted like he didn't know her. And think about it. He said he has said several times to Trisha to go easy on their timeline. Huh? Really? Yes. He wants to kind of leave it, like up in the air so people can't really figure out, because that's why I said that I believe it was either when he was still with Mel or right after she left his ass, when he was in that house alone. And hey, Toot Latrice, glad to have you here. And Sir will go offset. How is she on a reality TV show and be private? Exactly. Like, I don't understand. Like, Carlos thinks that people are so like we don't know what's going on. Like, we don't see the reality of their reality. Even though they're not displaying it, we still see what it is.
A lot of other.
I ain't never seen it. I've never seen it.
Don't do that. I'll say this much. We're still filming.
Oh, okay. Well, some more shit about the.
Now, guys, let me ask you this. Do you think that Carlos stopped filming or, said that the show is going to come back in 3 weeks because he wants to insert, something that has to do with Kiki's, unaliving? Do you guys think that that is the reason, because he wants to insert that here and now while it's still fresh, instead of waiting for, time to go on, seasons or whatever the case may be? I kind of feel like that's the reason why he halted, the show for 3 weeks, so that they can figure out a way to insert something about this, Kiki situation into the upcoming scenes. That's just my opinion. Guys, let me know what you think about that.
Okay.
We're still filming, and a lot is transpiring. The weirdest thing, though, is when you're filming the show while it's airing. Can you imagine filming Marital Medicine while it's airing?
Because now the people will see what the hell I said about it.
And it's going to be a lot of mess.
We ain't had a chance to talk about it. The great thing about it is they don't see it until the reunion. Then I get the review. But if we still filming, bitch, that's going to bring more drama.
And that's what he wants with his messy ass. And Alf Mag said, exactly. I'm on the side of they were hooking up when he was still married, because why would it matter if it was after the divorce from Melly? That's a good point, Alf Mag. That's a very good point. And Alf Mag also said, including anything about Kiki's passing now is disrespect, in my opinion. And I totally agree. Hey, at Braylon. Thanks for being here. And Sir Will Goff said, I think they are trying to clean up the scenes. The millimeter storylines is a flop. And you have another good point as well, because if it's not the, trying to insert the Kiki situation, I also feel like it could be they're trying to clean up that trip when Melody got into it with Stormy or whoever it is. I think that after everything that has transpired, I think that they're going back to make sure that they portray that entire vacation scene in the best light because they're already on their way out the door. And if that scene gets really crazy, they might as well just shut it down. So I agree. I think they're trying to revamp that vacation scene, that girls trip. I totally agree with you, Sir Go Off.
You know, an old pro hoe. I done said it. Now she know how I feel. So now in the season, she coming back at me, whoever it is. I'm just talking. I'm saying allegedly.
Allegedly.
I already know how I feel, so it's gonna be more drama if we watching it as we film it.
So all of this Trisha Ken Martel scandal is
so Ken get to see that Trisha lied to her friend.
Oh, and we're sick of it. Move on to something else.
Why you lying, girl? If ain't nothing happened.
This. Do you think Trisha? Well, let me back up a bit. I know that when it comes to relationships,
this incredible product dissolves oven grease and stubborn mold in seconds without any scrubbing.
Especially when it comes to the relationship between a man and woman. I have been told by several men who are married to women.
To women, right? Make that clear.
Nah, Carlos, why do you have all of these married men? Like, are you just like, you know what I'm saying? They're on the DL with you. Like, why you always talking about all of these married men that most married men is not going to spend that much time, you know what I'm saying, in the company of a openly gay guy. Like, I don't know who you trying to fool. Like, if you helping them get a bag, that's one thing. But you always talking about all of these friends that you got that are married straight men. I don't believe you.
we would assume that, right?
Because us gays, we do something a little different. Okay, I've been told by men who are married to women that one of their biggest rules, which to me I think is number 1 or 2, is you need to let me know every man you've been with.
Lie.
I want to find out after.
Now, for all of the women in here, have your man ever asked you or told you to tell him all of the men that you've been with? Like, where does he come up with these lies? Like, oh my God. No man has ever asked me to tell him all of the men I've ever been with in my life. Alf Mac said, honey, something big must have really popped off during the girls' trip because everyone is staying tight-lipped outside of Thunderstorm. And that's how I feel too, Alf Mac. I'm really leaning more towards the fact that something really popped off and they're really trying to, make sure they dot all of their I's and cross all of their T's before they actually put that out there on the show. They all know that we're waiting to see that trip. Like, that's really the only reason why we're watching, because we all want to know what happened on that girls' trip. And that's what's keeping us going. Okay. And Mama B said, I think Bravo is coming down on CK after them getting dragged into the court mess and he trying to fix things. Oh, okay. So Bravo is also in this as well. Okay. And Afmac said, yep, Mama Bees, I completely agree with you. Yep, because he didn't do anything when it came to all of that, what Martel went to jail for. And then when it happened to them, and everybody went off, because maybe they took his advice and thought that it would be okay for them to do it because Martel was able to do this and still appear on the show. And Toot Latrice said, absolutely not. And Toot Latrice also said, Alphamec Thunderstorm left before being fired. Okay. That could be possible. Hey, CDW, thanks for being here. That could definitely be possible.
My pleasure.
Because we all know they never actually get fired. They give them the opportunity to say whatever they want to say, or they left the show, whatever, but they never get fired. So I can agree with that.
Man, you've been with that, he might know. Now, I don't agree with just telling all your business and how many people on how many damn knocks you got on your damn headboard. I don't agree with that at all. At
man you've been with prior to him?
I've only been with one man, so I don't know what the hell you talk about, and I'm gonna keep that lie to the day I die. Okay, so leave it alone. Leave it. Did I say that lie? I'm gonna keep that story. Listen, no, that ain't his business. But
lies.
They come in our situation in our group now. Ting, 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 ting. Just like Ken said, if there was a bitch that came in a situation, he all in my face like we hanging out. I need to know if you've been with this woman, even if. But my whole thing is what gives Trisha dead away. I think that Martel, if he slept with her, he would have said it. What gives her dead away is her lying about it. It seems so like you know she wanted that. She wanted it. She wanted it.
And still want it. Tula Tree said, you may have a point, and that's why she's the only one throwing subs. Absolutely. Because if you think about it, I think the podcast, when Carlos King came and it was pretty much Melody's podcast in Huntsville, she was there. Now, all of a sudden, we haven't heard about nothing happening between Melody and Stormy, but now all of a sudden she's throwing all of these subs. So, to Latrice, you might have a good point there.
And I'm gonna say it. I don't want to say it. I ain't gonna say it. I ain't gonna say it. I ain't gonna say it. I'm gonna let you say it. I ain't gonna say it.
So this is the thing. She allegedly, when she met Martel at the house, the gym, the parking lot pimping.
Let me just say this. Now, the last 3 episodes have been all about Trisha. Now you do this show and it's just all about Trisha. Like, Trisha does not deserve all of this conversation. She does not deserve all of this airtime. Like, what is it about strong face Trisha? Carlos, can we move along?
Wherever they met, child, she was single, right? Mm-hmm. Now, the question mark is this.
She wasn't single. Was she still married to the other man?
Well, listen, they clearly been separated.
Somebody said 25 years. She said a couple of years ago. So too many said when you got a timeline. Martel said 25 years ago.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so technically, obviously, we found out last week that her and Marquez got married at 18 years old. So technically, she was still married, but they've been separated for 5 years.
And that keeps changing too. She needs to get her lies straight. And Sir Will Go Off said, I think Mel got into it with Dusty, Tissues, and Stormy. And Dr. Shanita was crying. I'm not sure about Tisha, only because her and Mel seem to be in a good place right about now. And I just don't see them quickly resolving all of their issues, if they got into it on that girls trip. And when it comes to Dusty, I'm not sure. That's still up in the air. That's why we're waiting to see, because honestly, they are being very tight-lipped, and we really don't know what to believe, because some people seem to think that Dusty wasn't there. Some people think that she was. I mean, we looking at hands. We trying to figure out who was sitting here, who was sitting there. We're just waiting. And I think the reason why Carlos is not showing that scene and why he went on this break is because he wants us to keep watching. Because after they air that episode of the girls trip, a lot of us probably won't be watching anymore because we're going to be so done. And Tula Tree said, Alf Mac, I'm beginning to think her chess piece was her deal with TikTok in LA. Huh. Like, why would she copy that? Like, oh my gosh. And Kicking It with Courtney says, sure does not. And Alpmac said, that's my point too, the network specialist. How you going to focus heavily on a secondary cast member storyline and don't really have much interaction for the main cast members? Make it make sense. Exactly. And that's why people are tuning out. Like, we accepted, the core 6 with all of their flaws because that's what we signed up for. We did not sign up for Trisha. Ken's okay, but he comes with Trisha. So he can go too. Hey, Geneva Harrison, thanks for being here. Guys, please hit that like button and please subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell. And Kicking It with Courtney say, I think it was Stormy and Dusty may have co-signed Stormy. Okay. So you think it was Stormy that got into it with Mel, and Dusty kind of just dropped into the mix just because she don't like Mel. I think that's what you're saying, Courtney. And Tula Tree says, sis, you cracked the sub. Okay. And Linda Gamble said, I think it was Stormy and Destiny. Okay, so we have a lot of people that feel like it was Stormy and Destiny. And there's a lot of people that I do give grace, and I'm working on that and I'm learning to give a lot of people grace. But there are certain people that I just can't give grace. And those people are Carlos King, Wanda, Destiny, and Funky Dineva. They get no grace from me, period. And Stormy, I'm going to add her to the list. And Sir Will Go Off said Trish is Hotel's storyline. She could be, because at the end of the day, nobody really wants to film with him except for Destiny. And Tissue invited Dusty. And Alf Max said, my thoughts are it was definitely Thunderbolt and Destiny. And Dr. Shanita wasn't having and jumped in to tag that ass. Okay. That could be true because it wasn't a fair fight. So she had no choice but to jump in and defend her good friend. None. Okay. So elaborate on that a little bit, Courtney, because I would love to know what you mean about none with all of those exclamation marks.
And she was married. Oh, yeah. But she wasn't with Kim because her and Kim only been together for 2 years.
Right, but she wasn't single. You said she was single. My whole thing is if you're in a Martel house and you still married. I don't know, Carlos, because to me, I'm going to be with Martel. You're still a side piece if I'm married.
But if you're separated, are you a side piece?
Yes. Are you? I mean, I feel like you need to close one door before you open it. We learned that from...
Okay. The fact, I'm going to repeat what I said earlier, the fact that she has these kids still in the house, I feel like just on that alone, she should have gotten a divorce. Like, what are you teaching your kids? You got a husband, you got a man, you done moved him in. Your kids are calling him dad, and you're not even divorced. Like, how you got your kids calling another man dad, and you're still married to their dad? That doesn't make a lot of sense, Trisha. Like, you need to get your paperwork. It's just like you said, it's just a piece of paper. So go ahead and file that piece of paper and get it done. And then she had the nerve to say when she met up with Marquez or Martez, whatever his name is, she had the nerve to say, oh, well, Ken's going to pay for it. It's only $400. He done bought your son a car. He done taken your kids on all of these lavish trips. Now he got to pay for the divorce. Let their dad do something.
Tyler Perry, close one door, damn it, before you open another one. Let's get this taken care of, because if we just gonna be separated for 5 years, ain't no incentive to get divorced. If we
got it.
And I know people talk about, well, y'all ain't got the money to get divorced. The man said it was $400. I ain't too far attached from reality to realize that y'all could pull up $400 out your ass if you want to be divorced.
Okay, that's cheap.
You're still a side piece because you can get divorced if you want to be. And if you still with that man, you got some hope and dreams that y'all getting back together. And for you to go to the other, how many people you was with? How many houses did you go visit, Trish? This is my question for Trish. While y'all was separated.
Okay, it seemed like there are some other people that she might have been hooking up with while she was separated from her husband. And Alf Max said Trisha is moving like a true gutter IMH ho. H-O. Okay, I haven't heard that term before, but I'm sure you're gonna tell me what it's all about, Alf Max. And Tula Tree said Trisha said that as a dig because Quez is broke. Yes, it was a dig. I do agree with that. It was a dig. But come on. Like, if I was Ken watching that, like, why I got to pay for it? God darn. Yeah, I'm paying for everything else. Let that man pay for something. Oh, in my honest opinion, got you, Elf Mac.
I feel like this. I feel like if you're and maybe I'm in the minority. I feel like if you're separated from your marriage and your husband has left the state in which I got married and he's not there, I do feel like you have the right to date.
Why wouldn't you push for the divorce then? If you want to go and move on with your life, push on.
No, let's have a conversation.
Especially after 5 years.
If you sleeping with other people and you date.
And kicking it with Courtney said, Trish and Destiny will make great friends, two-piece in a pot. I don't think they'll make great friends, Courtney, because they both want the same man. That's not going to work. I mean, did you see those facial expressions that Destiny had when she was finding out that Trish could have potentially slept with Martel? I mean, those eyes, I mean, we know, her eyes are, known to pop out, but she was acting like that was some new news to her. Now, we all know that this could be just part of the storyline and everybody can know what's going on in that little small city, but I'm pretty sure that Destiny and Trish, oh, well, somebody did say that Destiny brought Trish to the show, that they were friends. And that's how she ended up on the show. And they just said it was Stormy just to throw everybody off. And Alpmax said, bottom line, Trisha is only with Ken because of his money. Yeah, because them truck driving checks, they be looking real good. I ain't even gonna lie. And Courtney said, sign them papers. Exactly. Sing it for him, Orsha. And Alpmax said, she don't want that man. I don't think she does either. And it's not because he's not a good man, he's not a fine man, he's not a good provider. She doesn't have that physical attraction. And maybe she's the type of woman that likes a man that's, give them some pushback, you know, rough them up. Because some women, they just like a thug, and they just like a man who's going to give them some pushback and put them in their place. And Ken, I mean, it seems like once you push him to that point, he can be that person. But for the most part, it seems like he just let her have her way.
Other people see well, that's still fornication, boo. If we gonna go back to the Bible, let's do it right.
Well, you act like we don't know a lot of black folks who are. Come on now.
That don't make it right. That don't.
I'm not saying it's right or wrong.
I'm just saying I might have fornicated a time or two, but I don't make it right. I'm not gonna say that's what you should be doing. I mean, have you? Not me. I'm just saying allegedly, maybe. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. I think Carlos is taking up Patricia so much. Your African man must be married. I heard you ain't got him no more. Maybe he went back home to his wife or something like that because you're so okay with Trisha being married and still, having this ongoing relationship with Ken. And Alpmax said Destiny was hurt when she heard Trisha and Little Buddy may have smashed. Okay, you going back. Alpmax. She had the same look when she found out Malika smashed Little Buddy. She was crushed. Well, honey, she gonna have to have that look a lot of times because from what I hear, Martel smashing everything walking.
So the thing is this, though. I want the audience to know this. Ken found out in real time about the Martel situation. So you saw the nerves from Trisha as she was telling Ken for the first time what was going on. And I will give Ken his props because when he said, he's so calm. He reminds me of Dr. Damon. You know what I mean? I'll give Ken the award for, being the best husband, boyfriend, fiance, whatever.
Man, you sound like you want Ken. You've been saying a lot of good things about
Ken right now because he really was patient with her. And he really did say to her, like, if I was doing this with another woman like Destiny or Stormy, you would have an issue with that. And now people are out here trying to create stuff. And when he said to her, like, so this is it? Like, no more? And
she got quiet.
Like, yeah. Do you think this is it?
No.
Like, there's no more secrets.
There's something else. And Sir will go offset. Hotel was Trisha's side piece according to his own definition. And Alpmax said, tell it, Sir, go off. And kicking in with Courtney said, Dusty don't care about Martel other women. She just be thinking, I wonder do they know about me? Hence why she is seen with all of his side dishes. So, Courtney, you think she be seen with them because she's trying to figure out if they know about her? I don't know. Maybe Destiny trying to have a threesome with Martel and his other women. Maybe she's just hanging around to see who's going to go for it. Because at this point, you know all of them, you hang out with all of them. Y'all just might as well just get together and, be what they call it, sister wives or whatever the case may be, because all of y'all are all in the mix with Martell and you're all okay with each other. So you guys might as well be sister wives.
I think that there better not be, because Ken gonna be on his way out if there is. I think that he got patience up to a certain amount. That man know his value. He just love Trish. He know what his worth is. He got, he could probably had a lot of hoes. He know it. My whole thing is he loves Trish, and my thing is that if a man can be faithful, allegedly, he looks like he is, then he thinks that she should be able to tell the truth. And to me, she acting like she lying, but I'm just hoping I'm with you, Trish, that you ain't lying and you ain't got no more shit. If you got some more shit, let it out right now. Push it out, girl. I don't care how much it hurt, how much hemorrhoids you got, how much
not hemorrhoids.
You know what I'm saying? If you constipate a bitch, push it out. Push it out. I don't care how much it hurt. But
and Alpha Max said, yes, kicking it with Courtney. Dusty is little buddy, bottom fish. So she wants all his hoes to respect her position. You know what, Courtney? You might be on to something. You are absolutely right. And I think that maybe she wants to be around so that no matter who he decides to date or get serious with, they're going to always respect her because she's always around. So they don't have no choice but to respect her because at this point, she's the bestie. And he probably lets them know if you got a problem with Destiny, then you got a problem with me because she's going to be around. So you're probably right about that. And Courtney said, no, Dusty does not care who he talks to, just does not want the public to know she has been with him too. Yes. And so we'll go offset. Mel found out about CK allowing Hotel to bring on his thoughts. The girls' trip was a flop. Mel stopped promoting the show. Well, I don't think it was, it was a flop, but something major went down. And again, yeah, that is when she stopped promoting the show. Or, guys, let me know, do you think Mel stopped promoting the show after the podcast or was it after the girls' trip?
You need to push out all your shit right now. Because we don't want no more shit because Ken is right here. And men got ego. Men got ego out of this world. You're not going to sit to me and tell me in my group another brother Tucker in our group is smiling in my face and you done been over his house. And I didn't know it.
Yep, you got a point there.
Ken, everything he said was exactly right how he feels. But
now let me ask you this, guys. Now, Hellish, which is what y'all call her, she going really hard for Ken. Now, even Carlos pointed out that Ken reminds him of Dr. Heavenly's husband. Now, do you think that she's attracted or there's something about Ken that Dr. Heavenly likes? Because if you look at him, he could go for a younger version of Damon. Now, what do you guys think about that? Because she's going hard in the paint for Ken. And I think that, there's something about Ken that Dr. Hellish likes. What do you guys think about that? Okay, so Alf Max said after the podcast. Okay, that's when she stopped promoting the show. And Toot Latrice said she stopped after the girls' trip. Okay. And Love Seen Heard said Destiny will try to get money for both of them, so she don't care. Okay, so she's just trying to come up off these women. And Mama B said, I believe it was after he didn't give Hotel his walking papers. That's a good point, Mama B's. And Courtney said, I think at the point when her and Stormy met for dinner and she found out Martel was filming, I think Mel clocked it and was not going to promote the show. Okay, I'm going to have to go back and revisit that because I'm not sure about that particular scene. And Alf Mac said Melody was actively promoting Love and Marriage Huntsville after the podcast, but really once it was confirmed to her, the producers were trying to set her up. Okay. And when was that, Alf Mac? When were they trying to set her up? Was it when they invited her to that event, knowing that Martel was going to be there? Is that what you mean? Yeah, that makes sense, Alf Mac. That makes a lot of sense.
Trish, if you lying some more, girl, if some more shit come out, I'm done with you. And so is Ken. And I'm going to set him up with somebody on Married to Medicine, okay?
Oh my God, she says, I'm done with you, and so is Ken. Now she making decisions for Ken. Now, Dr. Helen, you need to stop, girl. I don't know what Ken done, what it is about Ken, but you like that goddamn Ken now, Dr. Helen. Ooh, that's your type, girl. And Alf Mac said, yes, it was right after the podcast when she met up with Stormy in February. Okay, because the podcast was in January, so this was in February. And Courtney said it was before the Friends and Lovers Gala when Stormy and Mel met. Okay, so it was before that, and then they tried to set her up knowing that Martel was going to be there. Okay, yeah, I definitely think it was somewhere around when they tried to set her up to be at that event knowing Martel was going to be there. And Love Seen Her said, Heavenly Husband looks similar to Ken. That's what I was just saying. He does remind me of Ken, Dee Dee Star. That's exactly what I was just saying. And Toot Latree said, Alf Mac and Mama B's right. Friends and Lovers event, that's when she stopped. Okay, so I think we all can agree on that. It was somewhere between her meeting up with Stormy right before the event or right after the event when they tried to set her up to be there, because she also missed out on going to another event because they told her that she had to be there. So she missed other opportunities, and ended up not even going. So she was really PO'd about that. And Toot Latree said that was the turning point when Stormy and Mel met. Okay, so I think we all kind of agree on that.
No, they ain't. No, they ain't. Now, if they come back another season, look, y'all gonna get me in trouble. Shit, y'all be trying to get me to say, you get in trouble, Emily. You don't got to protect you. We're gonna protect you. Let's move on to. I want to get your thoughts on this. Mm-hmm. Destiny and Martel. So, Destiny. One of my girlfriends texted me and said, "Why is Martel wearing a robe around Destiny?" Said, it's a good question. I've been thinking about that. And she said, this is what she said. She said, Carlos, it's hard to hate Martel because he's such good television. And she said
do y'all notice that him and his friends think the same way? Really? Martel is good television? Okay, he's the reason why this television show is in the dump. But go off, Carlos.
Sort of like threw Trish off her game. She feels like Martel is doing it wearing a robe and a tank top around Destiny pouring her wine. So what was your thoughts on that whole thing? Because there is a conversation that comes up, guys, this season. When we come back from break, there's a conversation that comes up where Destiny addresses these rumors about whether or not she's been with Martel.
Okay,
I'm gonna say this.
Whatever we feel about that situation, that's how we feel. We don't have to keep revisiting that situation because no matter what Destiny say, we're still going to have our opinion. And that is that she slept with Martel. Like, they just keep recycling storylines and everything. Like, can we please move on? They're not going to admit it. So why do we have to continue to have that conversation? Neither one of them are going to admit it.
And I'm going to take it back. Just because you asked, I really didn't think about it before now. And I'm just coming off my head. Okay. Destiny, I saw her. She sat right on this couch, right? Martel, I've seen him in person several times. I've seen both of them. Both of them are very attractive people, right? I do not feel like they've had a relationship, but I could see it coming.
Super soft bras made for seniors by a 70-year-old woman. Soft wide strap.
She see it coming.
They are friends, and that makes the best relationship. She know all his shit. He know all her shit. That would be a good couple.
A good couple.
I want to see how Melody feel about it, but I think
she doesn't care.
I think it's been
maybe that would make him leave her alone. She will be all for it.
It could happen. And Martel, yeah, everything he know what he doing. I'm telling you, I don't know if he'd be that serious about it, but just like a charade for a damn good scene.
Okay, I gotta stop it there because I love this part that's coming up. Now, I don't know why these people keep giving Martel all of this credit. Martel is broke. Like, if Martel was so smart and he was so good at what he does, maybe he would have gotten some other roles in some other movies or something, but they're just giving Martel all of this credit, and I just don't understand it. And Toot Latree said, I said the same thing. Tel and Trisha gonna leave Ken and Destiny for a poly. Huh. Okay, let me read that again. Tel and Trisha gonna leave Ken and Destiny for a poly. Okay. You might be on to something, Toot Latrice. And Mama B said nobody cares. Like, nobody cares who Martel sleeps with.
Did you not believe Sheree Martel's relationship?
Did you? And you did you? Don't ask me questions you already know, Carlos. I don't like when you try to play me for the fool.
Dr. Heavenly says, I don't like it when you try to play me for a fool. Like, this man really be lying in your face, like playing in your face, trying to really, like, everybody knows that was business. Like, that was for play. That was not a real relationship. That was all for TV purposes. That was a business arrangement. Like, stop playing in Dr. Heavenly's face. Like, she, come here every Monday to do this show with you. She made this show, Carlos. Now, you're going to stop playing in Dr. Heavenly's face. Now, I don't like her particularly, but she does make good TV. She's funny. But, yeah, you're going to quit playing in Dr. Heavenly's face, Carlos.
You don't freaking know. You know that was a stunt that Todd set up for them to come at me with the bullshit. You know that. Don't leave. Go get the African, bring him back. Because my whole thing is, that was a stunt. Ain't no way in hell.
She done called his ass out. He had to go get some shades. He don't even want her to look in his eyes.
Y'all set that up that people could. Ain't nobody checking that. Ain't nobody checking for them like that, for that to show up on social media, them hanging together, look like they sneaking around and shit. Don't nobody care. For that to come out, yes, it was a setup. And Martel is smart because he got his ignorant ass on Housewives of Atlanta that brings back some of the audience back to your show. Martel know what the
it didn't bring enough, Dr. Heavenly. So that show's still going down.
Destiny and Martel would be great for the show. Now they ain't gonna last because she say she is her. And ain't nobody her for him because he is him, and that ain't gonna ever work. Because he, you know what I'm saying? He, him, and she, her. I am her. It ain't gonna never work out, but we'd love to see it happen.
No, we don't. Toot Latree said what she was trying to say was Tel, Trisha, and Destiny in a poly relationship. You know what? I don't think Destiny gonna go for strong face Trisha. I just don't think she gonna do it. Cause I don't think she gonna do it. Trisha is only attractive to the people that's attracted to her, but
Who's we?
The people. I'm talking people.
What's gonna happen?
Okay, we're gonna watch it happen and watch the setup for it and the breakdown of it because we know it ain't gonna work.
Okay, so why did you suggest it and say that they would be good together?
Okay, computer down on that.
I'm wearing my shades because it's shady and I don't want to see my eyeballs. So the thing is this.
You shady.
Don't think Destiny is. Well, let me say this.
How many times have I been right, Carlos? Was I right about Trish? Was I right about Martel? Think about the people on our show, and we gonna prove that I'm right. The shit I said.
She thinks she know everything.
I will say
all of that. I be right. I see through bullshit. I do.
I don't think Destiny. And then listen, I'm not saying Martel wants Destiny, so I want to make that. I'm not saying he wants her. What I'm saying is this: Destiny won't ever ever be interested in Martel. Because the thing
Are
is
you
this.
a woman?
Now, how can he sit up there and say Destiny will never, ever be interested in Martel when Destiny claims that she's been knowing Martel since they were kids? Like, how do you know that it didn't start back then and they just been hooking up whenever it's convenient for them? You know, Carlos, like, why are you so sure about that? I think he's so sure about that because he's had a conversation with Martel about this. And Martel lied to his face. So that's why he's so sure about this. It's because he got that from Martel. And Toot Latrice said Destiny would do anything for fame. And I agree, Toot Latrice. Yeah. She's definitely been bit by the bug. And Alf Max said, baby, Ratatouille wants little buddy so bad. Absolutely. And I just don't see it. Now, guys, put it in the chat if you think that Trisha was the one that came to see him when he was in Houston and gave him that massage. I can see her doing that. And that woman looked like she was very petite, like Trisha. Even though, Trisha's all, muscled up or whatever the case may be, she still appears to be very petite. And that woman did look petite.
You're a woman. What is sort of? Just saying. I'm just saying. Destiny.
One.
If he tried it, he could get it. He could
Get
talk
it.
about it no more. I'm just trying to tell you.
Yeah, we don't want to talk about it either because we done already made our decision. We done formed our opinion.
That until it happens.
Teeth started to fall out and like stuff started to decay and it was bad.
Back like we never left.
I don't ever think that's going to happen, ever.
How can you be so sure, Carlos?
You think you know because you're a woman.
I think that if Martel push up on Destiny, she gonna open up.
I disagree.
And how?
Okay, all right, let's bet. How much you want to bet?
Did y'all hear that? He said he disagrees 1,000%. Like, is that why you fired her the first time? Because you felt some kind of way that she could have possibly hooked up with Martel? Like, are you jealous of Destiny or something? Is Martel the reason why Destiny came back to the show? Like, this is starting to get a little weird, Carlos, with you over there being 1,000% sure that Martel never slept with Destiny. Like,
Martel today to see if this bet could go through.
No, the thing is this.
Okay.
I'm gonna tell you about Martel and Destiny. They really have a good platonic friendship.
Is that what he told you?
Martel is with the shits. So when my girlfriend texted me and said, why is Martel wearing a robe around Destiny? That's when it hit me like, Martel likes to just throw people off. And Destiny is not at all attracted to Martel at all. And I will say this, not to spoil what's to come, you will see Destiny with a man this season.
So?
We don't see Destiny with a lot of men. So, to some degree, I do agree with Carlos. I think that Martel's like to play in people's faces, and because he knows that we think that he slept with Destiny, I'm pretty sure that is, part of the reason why he always has on a robe when Destiny gets there. But why would Destiny want to put herself in that situation? You come over and your friend is in a robe, then he's serving you wine in the middle of the day. That's a setup for a disaster. Like, why would you go along with that? If I came over and this man was already in a robe, there is no way I would have a drip of alcohol. Like none. Because I would automatically feel like that's some type of setup. Like he's trying to get in my, my drawers or my panties or whatever. So the fact that I come over and you have on a robe and then now you're serving up wine or whatever, it will be a no for me. So that's what leads me to believe that, yes, that is a setup, and Martel does want everybody to think that they slept together. But at the same time, I feel like you play too much and that ultimately you guys did end up sleeping together to go along with that narrative. And Toot Latrice said, then if he's 1,000% sure, then that BDE is stud energy. Big D energy is stud energy. Okay, elaborate a little bit on that for me, Latrice. I kind of get what you're saying, but I just want to make sure I got it right. Okay, so guys, you put a 1 and a 2 in the chat. Can you guys remind me what that 2 is or that 1 is? Both. Okay.
Didn't you say on part B? This could be part B. This part B.
She's dating somebody in part B.
Okay, but you say,
and I hope it's not nail sign.
We're not.
That shit ain't gonna last. Okay, whatever. Go ahead on. When it happens, I'm gonna say,
guys, how many guys have Destiny dated since this show has been on? She's dated a lot of guys. Like, she just cannot keep no man. The girl in Houston. So is the 2 that it was the girl in Houston, or is the 1 that you guys don't believe that it was her in Houston?
I want you to call me up and say, bitch, bow down, bitch, because I'm going to say, bow down, bitch, because I'm the one. And I think it'll be a good relationship because they've been friends so long. No, it ain't Sheree.
And to go with Sheree, all I would say is this. I've seen Sheree and Martel together, and they definitely had chemistry.
I think, can I say this? If I say too much, cut it out. I think that he done hit. Yeah, I think
definitely hit Sheree.
I think that they had a real.
But she already said that. She said, yeah, they both talked about them being intimate, so that's fine.
Girl, Sheree, you nasty. Toot Latrice said, I feel like Destiny isn't looking for a man, and her BDE is that of an alternative lifestyle. She's under the closet. You make a good point, because I ain't never seen nobody that, want to just continue to support, and promote this BDE. Like, what is that all about? Like, girl, you coming off, like somebody said, like a stud. So, yeah, I'm definitely in agreement with that too, Latrice. And Mama B said the 1 was the girl in Houston. Okay, so Toot Latrice feels like that, Trisha was the girl in Houston, and Alf Mac and Courtney feel like it wasn't the girl in Houston. Okay.
I'm saying to you is I don't think it was ever serious. I think she was playing. I think he was playing. I don't think they
just
ever
having
thought
fun
that this was going to lead into something real. I think that when Destiny get with Martel, if he's ever going to cross that path with her, he's going to be semi-serious. I'm going to say he's going to be serious because he doesn't want to cut that friendship.
Let me tell you why, Dr. Heavenly, why Martel is never going to get with Destiny. 2 brokies ain't gonna make it. Somebody got to have some goddamn money around his bitch. So you can just forget about that idea. Destiny and Martel is never going to be in a relationship because they would just be 2 broke mother effers together. So just forget about that idea. They're never going to be in a relationship. They might hook up here and there, but I just don't see Destiny and broke ass Martel being in a relationship. And Alf Mac said, 2, I don't think she wasn't the girl in Houston. Okay. Okay, so you don't think that she wasn't the girl. Okay. And Alf Mac said, sorry, I stepped away from my phone and came back after you asked for clarification about my score. Okay, so you don't think that she was a girl in Houston. Got it.
And I'm not coming off it. So we can move on to Marceau and what's her name that lost.
Let's move on to Marceau and Tisha. The unfortunate thing happened to where, and this being a business owner and entrepreneur, Heavenly University and all those things in terms of wealth and entrepreneurship. So unfortunately, Black was shut down for maybe 2 days of that. And we covered Marceau and Tisha discussing it and just really their disappointment with the locals not supporting this business and calling the city to get them shut down. I want to get your thoughts on it because, and I want to have a real conversation about this. You, and listen, I'm going to say it, and I believe this. We as people of color, we have to stop trying to ruin each other's businesses because we just so happen to like the person, don't like the person. That has to stop. It is the most deplorable thing you can do to a person that's on television, and in this case, reality TV. If you don't like them, cool. There's a comments where you could display and group up with other people who don't like them. But when you run the gamut of calling city officials to ruin their businesses because you don't like them, so I'm going to say that for some of the audience. Now, if you live in the city of Huntsville and you don't like the fact that this person has a parking lot that may be too loud or whatever, go to your local officials and do the legal thing to do. So, but to make these phone calls to ruin somebody's business, it makes me so sad.
She did that to distract you because she know what you're saying is a bunch of bull. Now, did y'all hear how Carlos was jumbling that whole conversation up? In one breath, he was making it seem like it was the locals. Then he talked about the comment section if you don't like somebody. So if it was the locals, I don't think it's that they don't necessarily like Marceau. They just don't want him, dirtying up their parking lot, leaving beer cans and cigarette butts or whatever the case may be. So it's just like they're trying to jumble it up too because they know that we know that it was the locals, but some kind of way they want to throw it in there to make it seem like it's the millimeters that's calling city officials. Like, people don't have that kind of time. Like, we watch this show, don't get me wrong, but we're all silently wishing that the show would go away. So trust and believe, Carlos, we don't have time to be calling those city officials. We got shit to do. Most of us do YouTube on the side, and we got full-time jobs. So we don't have time to be calling those city officials in Huntsville. So that's all on the locals. But for some reason, every chance y'all get, y'all want to blame everything on the millimeters when we all know who's doing the calling, and it's not millimeters. And Love Seen Her says she can't remember what the girl looked like. It was more like a shadow. So I was kind of going on the body frame and the fact that she looked like she was kind of small and petite, but it wasn't like a clear shot of the girl because I guess she was caught on video in Houston. Yes, we're talking about Houston. And Alf Mac said, Toot Latrice, I also think Dusty likes to be a third wheel in the bedroom. So she'd prefer a sponsor versus a relationship. Yes, absolutely. And Toot Latrice says, Alf Mac, I agree. And Toot Latrice also said, Carlos need to shut the F up. Yes, I'm so sick of them with this, millimeter narrative. Like, come on. Like, just like Marceau said, we don't have that kind of power. We just don't. Now, there is power in numbers, but when it comes to shutting down your business, like, we're not trying to get into all of that because at the end of the day, we want your business to stay open. So if by chance we come to Huntsville, we want to go up in there and see what that mofo is like so we can come back and talk about it. No, so we want you to stay open because we want to come back and report if your bathroom is nasty, if your countertops is nasty, if your food is good or not, if your drinks are good. So we want you to stay open because we want something to talk about. We're not trying to shut you down.
You're making my head itch, nigga. What is you doing?
And that's exactly what it was, Mama Bees. It was the church and the funeral home.
But let me know when I can. What was that?
Dr. Heavenly tunes out when Carlos goes for lion.
the mayor's bringing it to the back, bitch. I got plenty of hair. If I open it up, I got plenty. Okay, I just got to bring it. My hair got the itching. Okay, it was itching a little bit, but you talk about this. So go ahead.
Mm-hmm.
No, honey, I'm finished.
When Carlos goes to lying,
what?
She gets distracted.
I really like Marceau. I really like him. I mean, to me, yeah, he a shit starter and he with the shits and all of that. But when he talked to Trisha's husband, her husband who she's separated from, I thought he talked facts. I love this part of Marceau because Marceau is speaking facts. There are haters out there. And when you run a business like that one, like a restaurant or a bar or something like that, because I know people that run bars, it's politics. It's politics. One thing in advice I would give Marceau is Marceau got to get political. He got to know the mayor. He got to know these people. He got to be networking with these people because things can change overnight with the shake of a hand.
He don't know how.
You know the right people.
He next work on social media
and the platform to do it. He got to get in these political rooms. You know what I'm saying? And know these people. So when it's time to, if you learn anything from Candy know the people. You got to know the people to keep your business going and to go to the next level. My whole thing is, it's always going to be haters, but there's haters that are making phone calls, but you got to know who to call to and what to go to and what to say. I don't think they should give up. I think that, and it's planned out the times that they have him shut down because he's saying that it's during the time where he would have made a lot of money. You know what I'm saying? The times, right?
So Elfmax said, I really hope Melody sees how shifty Tisha has been on the show towards her and the millimeters after she called Melody for help in December. One thing about Mel, she see everything. She see everything they're doing. And, basically all she doing is going to work, but she see these people for exactly who they are. Melody, she believes in that saying, when people show you who they are, believe them. So she knows exactly who these people are, but she also has a good heart. And at the end of the day, for Tisha to break down and actually pick up that phone to call Mel, you know what I'm saying? Mel was just like, I knew this day was gonna come when you was gonna have to call me for help. Even though you tried to act like all of my ideas that I tried to give y'all about the Black Expo, like y'all had it, going on and you didn't need my help. But ultimately, at the end of the day, you needed my help. And this phone call proves that you needed my help. So she just going along with the flow because she already know what time it is.
It's a big event. So people know what they're doing. But my thing is, you got to know the right people. You got to know what to do, but never start fighting because anybody who's made it big in this world never gives up. I mean, you could tell that story, Carlos. You've been through a lot with these reality TV shows.
And it's just beginning. He got a lot more shit to come because Karma finna spin the block on his ass.
To the top. So Marceau, keep going. I love him. His wife is with him, but he's the driving force behind that whole thing. And anything I can do to help promote, I'm gonna try to help these brothers because Marceau is doing.
Did y'all hear that? She said anything she can help to do, she gonna help Marceau. You know what I'm saying? Helping for what? Like, this ain't your show. Let Carlos help him. If he need help, Carlos can help him. Like, why you sticking your foot in that? Yeah, you liking Marceau a little too much, Dr. Hillman. You like this show more than you like your own show. I guess because there's guys over here that you can flirt with.
Something really, really big over there in Huntsville.
He is. And that's why it was
He's doing something so big and his business can't even stay open.
When you are an entrepreneur and you are in the business of customer service,
help him pay them taxes.
It's a very delicate job to have because you live or die by your customers. You live or die by the ratings you get on Yelp. You live or die by the service you provide. And it is a tough business. But when you're doing it off of the intention of trying to put money back in the city, Huntsville is now the number one. I've got the title that they won last year, but it was something about the number one city for entrepreneurs. I think that's what it was.
Well, we'd like to see it if that's true.
City. And to know
why don't you display something on your show, Carlos?
Issue with somebody, you may not like them, or you disagree with this, that. To try to ruin their legacy, this Black man and this Black woman are trying to provide generational wealth for their children. They want their children to one day run the businesses. This Black man is trying to leave to make Black this conglomerate that has a lot of subsidiaries underneath that global brand that he's trying to make it. So to try to ruin that, because
Carlos, it's just like a little mom and pop shop. It's just like a little hole in the wall. Like, it's not that serious, Carlos. You really blowing that place up. It's not that serious. It's just like a little hole in the wall. That's all it is, Carlos. This ain't nothing that's, gonna leave a legacy and all of that. And I'm not saying that Black can't be around for many years to come, but no, they gonna have to do a little bit better if they're trying to leave a legacy. Maybe expand, maybe buy the next building over, maybe buy out the church, maybe buy out the funeral home. They need to expand because right now it's just a little hole in the wall. And I'm pretty sure their kids is not going to want to work there. They probably have bigger dreams than the Black.
You don't like somebody. I will never subscribe to that. I will never
Back to
accept
talking
that.
about the
I think
millimeters.
it's disgusting to do that. If you don't want to support somebody, just don't support them. Don't go to it. Don't talk about it. Don't give them your money. You have that choice, but you do not have the right to sit up here and use your hands and your mouth to try to ruin somebody's livelihood. That's fucked up. It's fucked.
Now, which one is it? You said it was the locals. Now you don't went on to say people calling and they don't like him. Like, gosh, like they might as well rename this show the Millimeter Hater Show.
And I wanted to tell that story because at the end of the day, all the people in reality TV is trying to do is to make money to provide for their families. And to the people watching, you must stop trying to ruin someone's life because you just don't like them.
I agree with that 1,000% because one day you like them, the next week you love them. That's what my experiences have been.
Me too.
Now, let's be honest. Now, there are some people on this show that we really don't like, but I already named the people that I don't give any grace. And that wasn't even half the people that's on this show. So I don't understand why Carlos wants to make it seem, and I've heard a lot of people, including myself, say that, Marcel gets on our last damn nerve, but he is good for TV. We love the scenes with him and Melody. So it's not like we don't like Marcel. You know what I'm saying? And Kicking It with Courtney says that he needs to pay them. Dr. Heavenly needs to help him pay them taxes. And she also said that Carlos is the Lulu. And Mama B said, and 75% of small bars and restaurants don't fail after a couple of years. It is a difficult business to operate. Got it. Absolutely. But yes, Carlos is, this is what's really making this show go down, especially this season, because all they're talking about is the millimeters. It's just like they go to bed thinking about the millimeters. They wake up in the morning thinking about the millimeters. And it's really getting old, for real. And Mama B said they do fail. Yes, those businesses are very hard to run. So they're no different. And it has nothing to do with the millimeters, the locals. That's just a hard business to run.
This way into the reunion, and you'll be like, oh, that's why she did. For example, prime example, Housewife of Atomic, Mia. We were looking at her all sideways until we found out what she was dealing with. You see what I'm saying? So don't be hating on nobody. My thought process on this is anyone can make a phone call. And because certain phone calls are made and they have certain words that they have to investigate. So if they make the right phone call at the right time, people know what they're doing. I will also say this. Anybody can sue you. Anybody can sue you. Don't mean you did shit wrong. I got so many attorneys that they tell you, listen, these whole big things go on. That's why so many people, celebrities, are skeptical when people file suit on people like Diddy. It ain't because we don't believe the people. We just see so much shit and we never know what's right, wrong, or what's true. Third thing, when you're running a business like Black, you better have a line of credit that you got enough money to run that business 2, 3, 4 years. You know what I'm saying?
Hello.
You know what I'm saying? I would even say 5 years. You got to have enough money in case some ups and downs come, because those kind of businesses are very difficult. And if you don't have enough
just like Mama
money,
B said,
you get to a brick wall and you can't keep going. So have enough money, because you're gonna make your money certain days, just like certain months, certain times of the year. But those bad months, you gotta have enough to get yourself over. So don't ever overextend yourself with those kind of businesses. But I agree 1,000%. It's a lot of haters out there. Y'all gotta stop.
Now, this ain't got nothing to do with haters. And Toot Latree said, what a missed opportunity on educating small business owners. Exactly. And honestly, we can all think of several small businesses that went under. They're no different, but they're just playing the blame game, and they want to find somebody to blame, you know, for their business not being successful. But we see businesses go down every day. They are very hard.
Half the story, half the time. Give people grace, even if you don't like them, because a lot of times you don't even know what's going on. You know what I'm saying? When I first came on Married to Medicine, other people hated my ass. I came in with a stick, and then some people still hate me. But my whole thing is, once you get to know the person, you're gonna have your base just like Trump, but you never know the whole story. And you coming from a different point of view. So give people grace, because they coming from pain, they coming from different things, and their views are different from yours. That don't mean they bad people. Their views are just different. So I'm gonna end that with that.
And like I said, guys, I'm working on giving people grace, but I did give y'all my list of people that I have no grace for, and that's just what it is.
No, I agree. And I'm glad we were able to talk about that. I mean, look, this episode was crazy, and I'm so mad that we have to wait 3 weeks to recap another episode. But like I said, Dr. Heather and I will be back for the next 3 Mondays, and we will talk about relationships.
And so we do not care. And we do not care
about relationships.
And we're going to end that right there, because we do not care. If you're not talking about LAMH, then we do not care. Okay. So, guys, tell me, what was the highlight of this little sit down with Dr. Heavenly? For me, it was definitely when she told Carlos that she doesn't like when he play her for a fool, because Carlos seems to forget she's on a reality TV show herself. So she knows the behind the scenes. Like, why you playing in my face? You know what I'm saying? I come on here and I do this with you, but don't ever get it twisted, you know. And I'm pretty sure that they also have conversations, and she know more tea than she actually spills on this show. So I'm pretty sure that he's giving her the behind the scenes, but she's funny, you know, she's good for TV, she's good on this podcast. So he pretty much lets Dr. Heavenly do all of the talking. And Alfmac said, baby, the Scots 1.0 and 2.0 are fake and aren't portraying their real lives. They never take accountability about anything they do. They're just not likable or interesting people. And you are so right, Alfmac. Like, I've tried to give Tisha the benefit of the doubt, but the fact that she cries on every scene, like, girl, what are you dealing with in real life? I mean, you can't be that emotional at the drop of a hat. Either you're faking, or that man is really taking your ass through some shit. Which one is it, Tisha? Because you literally cry on every scene, especially when your husband is there. When you're with the girls, don't get me wrong, she tries to be bubbly and upbeat or whatever. But anytime she's in a scene with Marceau, she always end up crying. Like, and everybody feels like they don't even live together. They're giving these side hugs, you know, and acting like that's their first time seeing each other that day. I don't know. I just can't wait for all of their real truth to be exposed, because what they're showing us is not their real truths. And I'm just waiting to see what that is. And it's going to come out, because there are still content creators that live in Huntsville. There are still subscribers that live in Huntsville. So even long after this show is gone, there's going to be still people that's going to be, you know, reporting on, you know, the Core Six and the people that are on this show. So, you know, they might as well come out and tell their own truth, because it's going to come out regardless. And that's just how I feel. So, guys, let me know what you think in the comments. We have been on for almost 1 hour and 35 minutes. And I just got off work, so I am happy to be able to spend this time with you guys. I have really enjoyed this. I've been enjoying the lunch sessions, but I still have to. My favorite thing to do is these reactions. So I still have to kind of mix it up a little bit and do the lunch thing, do the evening thing, do the weekend thing, just so I can find my groove and figure out what's going to work best for me and my schedule. So I really appreciate everybody that was here today, watching the live. And I do want to call out a few people before I get up out of here. So let me just scroll back. So I definitely want to give a big shout out to Kicking It with Courtney. She also has a channel. She comes on every day at 10 o'clock a.m. So even if you're working, like I usually am, I'm working, but I'm still all up in the comments and supporting my sis when she comes on Monday through Friday at 10 o'clock a.m. And also Love Seen Heard. Please follow her channel as well. She gives out great content and she actually put out 2 videos today. So if you have not seen Love Seen Hers videos, please go back and watch the 2 videos that she dropped today. They are amazing. She also puts out great content. And Linda Gamble, you already know I love you down, sis. And then also Mama Bees, I really appreciate your support. You're always here. I love you for that. And I really appreciate you. And also Alf Mac, love you down too. I don't think you have a channel. If so, let me know. But I love you down as well. Sir Will Go Off. This is my first time seeing you here. I hope you come back. I really enjoyed all of your comments and hope you come back again. And let's see. To Latrice, you already know we are all in the same spaces. Love you down as well. Love seeing you. Love hearing your feedback. You always come with some excellent feedback. You're on top of things, and I love that about you, Toot Latrice. Braden Lee, thank you for stopping in. Braden Lee also has a channel. So if you're not following Braden Lee, make sure you go and follow him as well. CDW, thank you so much for being here. Appreciate your support. She's always watching as well. Geneva Harrison, thank you so much for being here. I think this is my first time seeing you. I hope you did like the video and subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell. And I hope you come back to watch another video as well. And guys, if you did not like the video, make sure that you like the video on your way out. And I'm pretty sure most of the people that are in the chat have liked the video because these are some of the people that I see on a regular basis. We're always in the same spaces. I love you guys and thank you so much for watching. And that's going to be, wait a minute. And let me just read these comments before I get out of here. And Alfmac said, hey, thanks the network specialist for this live. It's been really great to do a reaction live. Have a great evening. Same to you, right back at you, Alfmac. And Love Seen Heard. Said, great live, everyone. Have a great evening. Same to you, Diddy Star. And Alfmac says, oh no, I'm just a regular subby. Well, we love having you, Alfmac. And Toot Latrice said, oh, thank you. Okay, guys. So again, thank you so much for being here. And you guys, I hope you have a great evening. And thanks for watching. And bye for now.